We cannot be deceived anymore. I repeat, we cannot be deceived anymore. Apart from Atiku Abubakar, who's a Fulani, we have El-Rufai and Kwankwaso. There's but one Hausa politician. He's a popular guy. One Hausa politician that these Fulani cabals are trying to use to unite the North. In quote, they use the word unite. Just look at them. They are using the word unite the North. His name is Hamza Al-Mustafa. Born into an Hausa family, 1960, I believe January 27th. He's one Hausa politician that has the popularity that may have the national spread. Because I mentioned names. I mentioned Atiku, I mentioned Kwakwaso, I mentioned El-Rufai. These guys are Fulanis, the top politicians in the whole of Arewa. No other politician, Hausa politician, will match them. They have a minority tribe compared, they have a minority population compared to the Hausa, but they are leading. We have said this over and over again. But there's one politician. He's a politician now, a former military officer. His name is Hamza Al-Mustafa. They want to use Hamza Al-Mustafa to unite the North. Now, Middle Beltans are speaking up. We don't want to be part of Arewa. The Hausa are also speaking up. We don't want many other tribes. Not only, the North has over, I think, over 600, 700, or 800, or even up to 1,000 tribes in the North. Aside the Fulani, that they don't want to be part of this Arewa of a thing. Looking at the subjugation, when Buhari was president, Katsina alone, the appointment he made in Katsina alone shows you that this Fulani, they are only interested in dominance. Whatever they are trying to do, look at how Gowon is being used and is dumped. He must be regretting his actions during the Biafra war or being used by the oligarchy of the Fulani. Remember, it was Ahmadu Bello's death that led somehow to the Biafra civil war. A jihadist, somebody that is even planning, they are planning to make sure that Islam is spread even to the southwest and dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. Everybody was on their own, living their regional life. I've said it before, how the Igbos were found in the Northern Civil Service. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't carry out any jihad on anybody. They went there, they studied, they learned, and they were qualified, they were employed, and they were doing better. Competence was what was triggering a jihadist. Competence. That's why they will go into Hausa communities, they will kill this Saraki and instill their own emir. So whatever they are planning on doing is to use you and dump you. Look at Gowon now. Now it is Hamza Al-Mustafa. They want to use him to unite Arewa. Yes, we need to unite the North. We need to unite. Uniting the North, who are the key players? Is everybody allowed to come on board? If you are uniting the North, is it only the Fulani that will get the relevance? The institutions in the North, political institutions in the North, are headed by the Fulani, mostly the Fulani. Over the years, looking at history, you have subjugated, you have calculatively subjugated other tribes, and you are preaching unity in the northern Nigeria. I think it is someone that is insane who listen to an Hamza Al-Mustafa that wants to be used or is willing to be used by the unforeseen forces. I've said it before that it will be very difficult. It would be easier for a Middle Belter to rescue themselves from the grip of Arewa bondage than the Hausa man. The Hausa man is a willing tool, I'm telling you, so soft-hearted. The little thing that Nnamdi Kanu did, trigger upon the trigger, the Middle Belts are the ones that caught it. The Hausas are just complaining. We are not looking at decisive actions taken against this subjugation. You see, the Middle Belts, they are pushing seriously. History has it now. Is it not in the Middle Belts that they beheaded Uthman Danfodio? So Hausa being used by the Fulani is something normal to them. One Fulani said that nothing can separate the Fulani from Hausa. They have Islam, religion, greater than culture and tradition. You bring the religion which is a culture and tradition of a certain people. religion, which is the culture and tradition of a certain people, they imported it into Africa, and using that their religion stroke culture of other people to kick out our indigenous tradition, our culture. That is the ideal of religion is above culture. Religion is something that is painted in the somebody else's culture. He now carve it in the guise of religion, present it as religion to you, but it's somebody else's culture. In our days, we have our dibias, those that hear from the gods. They hear from the gods, yes. The gods speak to them. So if a Muhammad would hear from God, what is different between a Muhammad and our own dibia, our own priest that also hear from the gods? They wear a certain kind of apparel, they dress in a certain kind of way because of their weather, their culture. It's part of their culture. So you import that. When I'm in Lagos, I see some people under hot sun, where there's no dust, where there are trees, where there's fresh air, carry black hood and cover themselves up till down. This is what is similarly happening in Arab countries. This is what is possible during the days of Muhammad and the environment necessitated for such clothes, but he imported it and brought it into Africa. You are telling an Hausa man that the religion or culture of another person comes before his own tradition. Now, if you're asking of Hausa tradition now, nobody is promoting it. We don't even have, somebody is not making it alive in the minds of people. So people will just say Hausas don't have tradition, but the Fulani keep up with their own tradition. So using Al-Mustafa to unite the North is something that will fail. We know your tactics. See, the Fulani, they have not changed. They are the same old way they have been using to subjugate people. It's an old way. They used Gowon and still using Gowon till today. He's an old man. I saw a press conference whereby Gowon wanted to speak a certain language. They told him, don't speak in this other language. They gathered him. They were remoting a Gowon. These Fulani cabals, they are remoting Gowon. Now it is Hamza Al-Mustafa. Now see what he said. Hamza Al-Mustafa have come out. I think it's on the Nigerian Tribune. He's talking about the North needs to get united. We should get past what is happening now, past ourselves, the misunderstanding, and come and we unite. That's what Al-Mustafa is saying. And when he's talking about unity, he's talking about the Arewa. He was talking about this when they were celebrating the anniversary of the Sir Arduna's death, a jihadist death, a bigot. He hate someone that hates his fellow human being because that person is not part of his religion. So they were celebrating his anniversary, and he made that statement that the North needs to unite. Unite for what essence? Unite so that as they are doing before, they should continue doing it. He is now blaming northern leaders for the region's backwardness. Who are the northern leaders? Are they not the Fulani? Mostly the Fulani. Why won't the Fulani allow other people? Is it allowed? Because sometimes I don't understand how these guys do this thing. This should be a democratic thing where everybody have the opportunity. But there's a certain kind of politics that is being played on these Hausa people that they cannot emerge. I just mentioned to you 3 top Fulani politicians in Nigeria. We have the Atiku, we have the Erufai, we have the Kwankwaso. Tell me any other person. Tell me any other person. Now we have Al-Mustafa. I hope the parties, the Northern Nigeria Coalition Party, whatever party they are creating to represent the interests of Northern Nigeria, I hope the party they are going to create will feature Al-Mustafa as a president. Although it might be a figurehead, because how many people will be backing him? He will be controlled from inside. I hope they are going to feature him as president. But I don't think an Al-Mustafa will beat a Tinubu. Not because Tinubu is performing, or not because Tinubu is fantastic. Because the indices, the politics on ground, the statistics on ground will not favor the North at this point in time. We have said it that it is either south or south. South is either southern Nigeria or southern Nigeria. Anybody that is going to come to rule Nigeria, if Tinubu is a one-term president 2027, so be it. But another southerner must come and complete. Since you people are not okay. Those years we are talking about competence. Nobody listen to you about anything competence. It is my turn. So it will not be now that things will change. So those northern bloc coming together, I see Erufai going to this PDP, going to that SDP, moving here, Atiku, behind the scenes, everybody's looking at each other. Blah, blah, blah. Northern coalition. Now they have sent Al-Mustafa that we must unite the North. The North is inconsequential because if we conduct a census now and look at the real, if we are going to do anything right in Nigeria, we should fix our morality. There's no morality in this country. People can just lie at will. People can just lie, falsify figures, steal at will, and we expect good governance to happen. If you really check the North, the population of the North, you will know that these guys are not much. There are politicians that are Muslim, they are religious. They go to pray every Friday, 5 times a day. The religious ones are the ones that are perpetrating all sort of criminalities. During election, you see that people with that carry the religion on their head, you see them falsifying figures, and they will go to mosque. They are saying that all of us should come together, and the Middle Belt are not part of you, the Hausas are not part of you. Until after 8 years, you can do what you are doing, but now it is not possible. Don't even think of that. In fact, if Hamza Al-Mustafa starts this movement, it's going to be bad for him, because the movement that we have in the Hausa and Middle Belt today, especially the Middle Belt, the movement, they have started discrediting him. It will be a very, very bad time. Very bad time for the Fulani, especially Fulani. So people are asking questions, why is it that you are always focused on this Fulani? Why? I went to my village. I heard stories upon stories on how the Fulani was attacking farmers unprovoked. They carry their whatever. They don't listen to you. They're not part of your society. Some of these guys are not part of your society, and they are empowered by those that are in position of power. They're empowered by them. They have this moral support from them. In Lagos, they get you arrested. You and somebody who from the north. Let me use the word north. They arrest you, 2 of you, put in for sale. My brother, you might stay longer. You that went to arrest an Hausa person and lock him up, be surprised that the case self, they will win you. They seldom stay in. Go to. I'm not saying that they are not in detention centers or police station, but they have this preferential treatment because they have people in power. Remember when Buhari was president? Now see how they run rampage everywhere. Here Fulani. The Arewa, the guy Mietiala guy was even like another president inside Nigeria. He was like this, a president inside another Nigeria, with his convoys and everything, with the boldness and everything. Thank God he's in prison now. So dismantling the Arewa is our main concern now. Dismantling Arewa. Whatever that is happening mysteriously, I'm going to come out on this broadcast and tell you to your face direct. Dismantling Arewa is the main thing now, because Arewa being together, they think that by deceiving other tribes into joining their myopic and selfish interests, they will move. For you people attempting to bring Sharia in that magnitude and suggesting to bring Sharia in the southeast, we will every day will dedicate our time to expose all those things you are planning. Thank God Nzogu made a bold step to stop jihadism. I'm not whether it's Igbo or not, that one is not my business. These are soldiers that were so drunk and everything. The Nigerian soldiers, I see them as Nigerian soldiers. There was a popular American preacher. Is it not Mike Murdoch? No, or not Benny Hinn. the popular American preacher, he visited Kaduna State. He gave an account of what he saw. That was then, when Sardauna was alive, because he stayed in Kaduna. His presence showed bigotry and hatred, not for just Igbos, for people that are not of the same faith with him. These are people that are fostering, that are pushing the jihadist agenda. And we still have some of them today. One reason why I don't trust Atiku, Kwankwaso and El-Rufai is that they still pay their allegiance to this guy, Uthman Danfodio first, the one that was beheaded in Middle Belt, and Sardauna of Sokoto. These guys are people who are pushing for jihadism in Nigeria. And the same jihadism are prepping Al-Mustafa to come and take over whatever takeover, come and unite the North. What? Can't the Fulani operate on their own? Maybe they have what it takes now. But you people don't know that under Tinubu's regime, you cannot try that nonsense. I don't use vulgar word. You cannot try it under Tinubu's regime. Even Buhari knows well to keep quiet and work under the scene. Even Atiku knows to keep quiet. They know that they need to wait for 8 years. So whatever place one politician is moving, I saw one politician is moving from one place to another, moving from one party to another, consulting, and it's in the APC. You see him moving up and down. Oh God, your movement will not yield anything to you. Your movement will not bring any change. It took a Tinubu to make Buhari president. Buhari has been trying all he can with the so-called 12 million votes he has in the North and all the manipulations, all the whatever, all the game. Because the reasons why I started disrespecting a certain religion is when you are permitted to lie, to deceive an unbeliever. That one alone is an off thing for me. A religion that permits a lie at any point in time, I don't think that is a religion. So with all the mago they were doing CPC in the North, their region, it's only in the South where you see them putting pictures. Yes, so exam this one, sorry, election whatever, malpractice or election whatever. In the South, you see radio stations moving up and down, saying all sort of things. Election this, election that, election that. But in the North, they will just keep quiet and be looking at you. They will be doing that thing codedly underground. So with all the things Buhari did, how many years, he even cried. He cried. Tinubu came to his rescue. So the North is nothing without the South. The North will never amount to anything without the South. I don't care. The North, is it because you think you are the full basket of the nation? Remove Middle Belt now, you people are empty. Remove Kogi, Benue, Plateau. You people are empty. You are just a bunch of deserts. Remove these guys. So the Fulani needs to allow the southern part of Nigeria finish their 8 years. Whatever graduate you want to do it after 2030, after the 8th year. Yes, after 2031, you can be doing your graduate. Nobody will disturb you. But I give you 8 years is enough to restructure Nigeria. And before your eyes, Nigeria will be restructured like this. If you try nonsense, you see, United Southern Nigeria on restructuring is what I am looking for. On restructuring. The evil planted, the hatred planted in Southern Nigeria, I don't think it can be resolved. But we can come together, look away, don't look, we just focus on restructuring. We don't remember what Yoruba person did to Igbo person did to Southern Niger Delta or what Ishekiri or whatever. We look beyond that because a Southern person must be, even though Tinubu neglect the Southeast, neglect South, and is putting Yorubas there, it is good. I know why I'm saying so. CM, don't be emotional about what is happening. Restructuring is the goal. And restructuring, everybody go collect. Restructuring is the goal. So don't be angry as a Southerner, South or Southeast, that Tinubu is Yorubanizing. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. And don't let that deter you from pursuing your goals and ambition. Don't let that say, oh God, Igbos are, don't worry. You see, there's one thing that people don't understand. Let me not go there. But the main point, of course, is that no matter what the Fulani does by bringing Al-Mustafa into the picture, they cannot ever unite the North as it is now. If they are going to unite the North, let them allow an Hausa man become a Sultan of Sokoto. Then we can think about uniting the North. Let them allow Hausas to take over their states and become governors. Let them push back those bandits, because those bandits are what they are using secretly to contain the people of the North. Let them push them back. Let them stop the insecurity. Because if you look at these bandits, most of them are Fulanis. Say now outside they go join banditry. So the Fulanis are controlling, the Fulanis are terrorizing. The Fulanis are the Fulani herdsmen, the Fulanis are the bandits terrorizing. Fulanis are in charge of politics, education. Fulanis are the one terrorizing. So Fulani, I just pray that the northern youths, whether you are middle belt or you are Hausa, will not fall for this gimmick of using Hamza, Al-Mustafa to unite the North.